if the figure's the same, I don't care. It's like those first day or whatever Star Wars figures that they did for that Triple Force Friday. Like I think
Yeah.
they should do that again. I thought that was awesome. And some people really love them, and some people, if you're mad about it, then it's your fault that you collect dumb stuff and you're buying things that you shouldn't just to fulfill some unchecked mental illness that you have.
You want to know what else
Yeah.
is your fault, Nate?
What's that?
You want to know what else is your fault?
What is my fault?
When toy companies have to resort to using video game properties because all the usual stuff isn't selling.
Is that what it is?
Sure, why
It's-
not? Hello and welcome
Okay,
to
I was so confused.
Modern Toyfare. I'm your host, Mr. Modern Toyfare, and I'm joined by the founder of the NEC Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the perfect person, the brightest man on the screen,
No?
the two-time daddy. My YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toyfare, Jarmar_Games.
I bet you're really dark.
But that's not all. I'm also joined by the consumer of all things vile, one of the former hosts of the Figuratively Speaking podcast, the man with more titties than you can talk about, Corey. And last, but never least, he is the man known as Bearded Spice. He is the man Modern Toyfare has full custody over. He is the man Optimus Prime popped, and he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight, the Master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking the show off the rails, Nate.
What's up?
How you
That
guys
works
doing?
too.
Hey,
I'm doing great. I had a good day.
so you had a good day. Oh, that's not how it goes.
Time to ruin
No,
it.
but I did.
Let's talk about
I
some
did. I had a
toys.
good day. Yeah.
Is that Maroon 5 song we were trying to think of a couple of weeks back?
believe
No, no, that's
Oh.
not Maroon 5.
That's not
I
Maroon
don't.
5?
No, it's some dude's name. I can't remember his name, but it's just some dude.
Just some dude.
I will bet you $20 that he was on a Thanksgiving Day float.
That guy?
Yeah, I don't know who he is either, but I guarantee
not-
you what. With that
I'm not-
song,
I'm not going to bet against that. So
It's
What's his
Daniel Powder.
oh yeah, him.
The more
yeah,
you know.
so some guy, and see if he was ever on a Thanksgiving Day for parade float. Because if he's not, I'm going to seriously question a lot of things.
You've never been on it.
Oh man, aren't you glad
If-
that you
if
clicked on
this-
this link
if
to
this-
watch a video about
this-
toys?
If this doesn't grab him,
Oh no!
If this is our
no
hook,
direct
is talking about
evidence.
random shit.
is Daniel Powder.
However, a TikTok video
Thanksgiving Day
referencing
parade.
Minty Day Parade with Bad Day. Okay, so maybe not exactly, but there has been mentions of him during a Thanksgiving Day parade. So I guess
Oh, okay.
technically that
That
counts.
sounds depressing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not going to be in it, but we'll talk about you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They're like, what about Daniel with that really catchy tune? Back to Mickey Mouse.
Oh god.
I should be on the Thanksgiving Day parade.
You should.
No, you shouldn't. No.
Yeah, I was, Michael, you're being too kind. No.
Yeah.
We're like, we had to censor that guy. He said the F word so many times.
On
Whatever
national
F word
television.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
Float.
Oh no. Oh, buddy. Anyway, so we are here to talk about some toys. Fig Fan Samurai's in the chat. How's it going, man?
He's ready to talk about toys.
He is.
Well, yeah.
Unlike my co-hosts. So
Well, I guess we're not sure. I don't know that I totally understand what are we just shitting on prices again?
no. So what I wanted to talk about is it was just something I'd noticed, and it was kind of just a general hot topic, and that is that it seems like a lot of video game action figures are getting made suddenly, and it makes me wonder, does that mean the normal Marvel comics and stuff isn't selling as well? Or in McFarlane's case, is this just to replace the DC stuff once that runs out in a year? And it's also kind of coincidental and weird that the prices went up a little bit too, because those Marvel's Capcom 2-packs were $60, and the new McFarlane Elite Edition video game figures are at $50, which is ridiculous for a McFarlane figure.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Michael, I would also like to say,
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I fixed it.
are we twin? Oh, are you unfrozen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
My computer must be just getting old because I'm hardwired in. There's no reason for it to have a connection issue, so it must mean I need to invest in a new computer here soon.
Maybe. But you do look great.
Oh, I think.
Where I'm a bit fuzzy.
No, on mine you look nice and clear.
No, you look crisp.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just the beard. You're fuzzy.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I'm like a Muppet.
That's fuzzy.
You are my
Come and
favorite
touch
Muppet.
it. Thank you.
But yeah, so what are you guys thinking? Because we've got the Marvel's Capcom figures that just got announced. We've got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is that 3-pack with Rogue and Pterodactyl Man and the other lady but it's listed as from that mobile game.
Other lady.
And then McFarlane during Summer Games Fest announced some new video game action figures with some Doom, Fallout, and what was the third one? Diablo, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the demon lady was from Diablo, right?
Yeah.
Those did look really big though. I wasn't sure which ones you were talking about, and I saw that. I remember you said in that Fallout picture.
So let's
Because I was thinking you meant with like the Mortal Kombat ones, and I was like $50 for those.
Those I don't think have gone up anywhere for pre-order. The only one of the other 3 that has gone up is the Diablo lady, which she's got like some demon wings and these.
Like that one looks intense. I mean,
like she comes with a lot in the
not,
box, but
And if
people
she's
were
7-inch
still.
scale, she's going to be like way taller. She's going to be like 10 inches tall.
Do we
If
know
she's
that for sure?
scale.
it's 7-inch scale. Is what it says. But.
Scale, but she's got wings and shit.
Well, the wings, yeah, well, technically make her taller, but are you saying she's taller in the game?
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't play Diablo, so
I'm trying to think back to 6th grade when I played Diablo, so I don't know.
All right. Well,
I don't even know.
let's assume that
It's
she's a
guess.
7-inch figure and she's got wings. So essentially, like the gargoyles from NECA. So she comes with hands, some other accessories. It looked like she came with like little pop out blood droplets or something.
Maybe she is the same size. I don't know. I think the wings are what does it. She's got 1, 2,
Gives you that illusion.
5, 6 hands, 4 face plates.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
So
She's got cloth. Not only does she have a cloth dress, she's got cloth arms.
She's got cloth knickers.
Cloth knickers.
arms. Her arms are made of cloth.
I mean, Batman
guess
comes
this
with a
is-
wired cape at 25, so you can't really use the soft goods as an excuse at that point, though.
Yeah, but
It
these
does
are
seem more
way
filled
more-
out, I
Good.
guess.
Yeah, like you get a lot.
like,
It's just such a
obvious thing,
huge
but-
jump from what we're used to that. Like you get
well
more,
as of
but
right now, I think his Warhammer figures are like 30 or 35, and I think they've been that price for a while. I want to say.
okay, yeah, because I'm just going based off of the DC multiverse and
Yeah.
some of the anime stuff, which is around that 20-25 range. So to see that go up for 50, my brain's like, yeah, you get a lot. I'll justify it for the power armor one,
Pull this up.
but it still is just one of those things where it's like $50. That's 2 figures at that point, and I don't know if you're getting 2 figures worth of value there.
the power armor will be more expensive, but I'll be really shocked if all of those like forgettable side characters.
First off, they're
That-
not forgettable.
well,
Go fuck yourself.
I don't think they're going this far in this. It seems like they're just picking. Like,
So
at-
at
are we just
Toy
going
Fair,
per
they
game?
did have multiple figures from each line on display, including for
okay,
Fallout
okay.
had apparently show figures as well.
Oh,
But I mean,
so
Fallout-
just game
Fallout
and
had, like,
show.
what, 6 or 8 characters for figures? Isn't it a long list?
That's
I don't know what the list is. Do you have a list? Because I've never seen a list. I just know that Todd's had the Bethesda license for, God, 5 years now and done nothing with it until
trying
now.
to find, but I don't see anything for it.
Oh yeah, trying to find anything about any of these except for the Diablo lady is impossible. Like nobody is talking about the power armor. Nobody is talking really about the Doom one. So I'm just like, are we like usually Todd's kind of like, oh, he announces it and it's already on shelves kind of thing. So we like, what's the timeline look like for these?
I
This
could have
one's
sworn
weird.
there was a list that was shown.
Oh, on the live stream?
Like Toy News or somebody had a list of the stuff.
I mean, it's
I saw Toy News International report on it, but they just had basically the information I gave you, which is that those 3 figures were announced. Here's the screenshots from the live stream, and that was it.
Hmm.
So unless there was something new that came out in the past like day or two. Cape Guy, I'll probably only pre-order Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack. I don't have them in the collection yet. Hopefully people try to sell Silver Samurai on his own for a reasonable price. So first off, hopefully you've already pre-ordered Psylocke and Thanos because my understanding is that already sold out because that was the stupid
no.
Target exclusive. Second off, hit
That's
me
gotta-
hit me up when that 2-pack comes out because I have no interest in Samurai. I just want Wolverine. So
Yeah,
And
Silver
if that
Samurai.
doesn't work out, hit me up because I just want the Wolverine too.
I was
But
waiting for
hit
the
up Michael
punchline.
first.
That makes more
No,
sense.
hit up Michael first because he said it first. But if that falls through, let me know.
the way I look at it is just split the 2-pack for all I care. I don't care.
Yeah,
Question though, wasn't the Fallout stuff just like the statue things?
No. So behind, like in the area where you weren't allowed taking photos, there was a setup for Fallout with actual articulated
Okay.
figures.
yes,
Okay.
this is true. I did see this because you weren't allowed to go back there and take pictures, but then Todd brought a camera back there.
Yeah, you can see.
Oh.
I think you can see him in the background briefly when he's like walking around to show off the Mortal Kombat figures that he wasn't supposed to show.
Yeah.
But
Intriguing.
yeah, so they're actually action figures, articulated. I'm curious to see, especially like with the ones from the show, how those look because of like the jumpsuit for Lucy and like how he'll do the ghoul. But right now, I'm just like, I want that power armor.
Yeah.
I want it
makes sense.
yesterday. I want more video game figures than I want show figures, but I'll take whatever they'll give me.
It just sucks they pick like the worst Fallout game.
Listen here. First off,
Which one is it?
Which one? What do you mean they picked?
Fallout 76.
It's not branded for any of them.
I thought it said.
No, on the box it just says Fallout.
76.
It doesn't
I
have
thought it said
3,
from
4,
Fallout
76 doesn't have any of them on it. It just says
Uh.
Fallout. And I guess technically the side of the box does have the cover art from, I think it was the collector's edition from Fallout
Oh.
4
Oh.
with the helmet in the sand. Or maybe that was 76. One of them. But either way, like it's the same in Fallout 4 as it is 76. They've just added 76 has a lot more power armors to choose from and a lot more like paint jobs than
I
4
was just
does.
messing with you.
That's so weird. I thought for sure somebody posted a list of the Fallout figures.
I don't see almost.
I wish, because
anything
I would
at
trust
all.
me. I'd be all on that.
That's intriguing.
Um,
As far as the Marvel vs. Capcom though, are they like? I guess I'm curious as to why now. Could it have anything to do with like the Street Fighter line from Jada doing so
I
well, or
I think it is that. I think they see how successful the Street Fighter line is, and they're like, well, what if? Because they are
Yeah.
branded as anything Capcom.
yeah,
They very much are.
yeah, but they're Gamerverse, aren't they?
They are Gamerverse, but they don't like. If you look at the Comic Con exclusive, which is also Gamerverse, it says what game it's from, which is like what Marvel Snap, I think is what the mobile game.
Yeah, but they own that though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying is they couldn't get the technical rights, but if it's inspired by the Gamerverse Capcom
yeah,
stuff, then that's like a kind of like a little loophole. And I think it is just they see the success that Jade is having with it, and they're like, well, people want it, so let's try it. And so far, it's been everyone is excited, and until they saw the prices, and then some people complained, but that shit still Psylocke and Thanos still sold out in seconds.
I don't get
I don't-
that.
It's any type of exclusive, and there will be
It's
plenty
almost
of them
anything.
on store shelves at some point. But I don't think it's that other stuff isn't selling. I think they just see the marketability of these games. Not only are people still playing video games and video games are still a thing, but like people are getting nostalgic for the games of their youth. And I was talking about this the other day with for some friends of mine. You know, now you have it's my wife, and that is a friend of mine, so still stays the same. It's just interesting to see now because you have like kids, like my kid and my niece and stuff like that, who are into these franchises, but they're also going back and playing these original games, you know, whether it be Zelda for, you know, the original NES or the N64, you know, a whole generation is going back and playing classic games because they love these characters and these storylines. So I think that video gaming, even as a whole, is hitting this marketability that is, you know, under movies, but still way above comic books. And it does appeal to a larger, I think, a larger audience than maybe just the movies. But like you think about like how many people grew up on Marvel versus Capcom, or have played Marvel games here in the last few years, or play Rivals, or play that Snap game. Like Marvel gaming is finding ways into people that otherwise wouldn't necessarily maybe be interested in some of that things, and it's permeating that zeitgeist, and they're capitalizing on it. And I think that that's smart because, I mean, you know, I have a few of these lists, but Corey has like a ton of these lists of like figures that they still need to make to finish teams or to finish, you know, whatever toy lines. This is a whole other than realm to be in, is video games. Well, you know, how many games will they start with Marvel versus Capcom, because that was like the first one, but maybe they'll do, you know, I don't even know. Like, I don't remember any great Marvel games after that, but whatever. Just,
I mean, they're already doing the
does
PlayStation Spider-Man stuff.
yeah, the PlayStation
Yeah.
Spider-Man. I was
Do
just trying
that
to think of like
What was
more.
the X-Men arcade game?
Yeah,
Ultimate
there is
Alliance.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ultimate
Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate
That could be something.
Which
But-
why they haven't made a new one of those? Just make those.
Yeah. But I think it's another way for them. It's also another way to repackage and sell you Wolverine again.
Yeah,
And we're all
Yeah.
like foaming at the mouth to do it.
I agree with you on some of these things, but like I almost feel like this 3-pack, this Marvel Snap 3-pack is just advertisement for the game as well. Like
Sure.
Smart.
because
Yeah.
there's nothing about that 3-pack that screams Marvel Snap. Like,
No, but
like, is Outback Rogue even a main part of the game? No. Is Shauna She-Devil a main part of the game? No. But they know they're like crossing off all of these checkboxes.
right. Because
They're like, oh, the Marvel collectors that want the She-Devil, we got them hook, line, and sinker already, right?
Yeah.
But now we're going to be able to throw a Saran in there for whatever reason. And
well, because that Build-A-Figure was incredibly difficult to get in the last few years. So that's smart in itself by re-releasing that.
I just think it's weird to do it for an exclusive. Like a re-release of a that should be like GameStop.
Yeah, I agreed. I won't say that is the case. But it is smart because it hits so many boxes. It just sucks for people who only want one or two pieces out of it. That definitely does sting. But the nice thing about that is, I mean, you'll have no problem selling the Lycos out of it. I mean, because people will want that if you get it. So I actually think that one is smart, and branding it with that game, just because it's like, hey, we're getting these figures out that people do want, and we're doing it as an exclusive. So let's also promote this game. I think it's less egregious than maybe. I mean, it could be. I mean, or it's just, you know, a gentlemanly assist.
Is it Marvel Snap? Like, I haven't played it since like it was like first announced. But the whole idea is you're getting
He
didn't like that I disagreed with him.
Yeah, he was like, "Go fuck yourself." Well, this is awkward. I mean, you can continue, Jarmar, with your.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, isn't the whole point of the game though? You're like collecting, like different versions of all the characters or whatnot. So like, if they go forward with just re-releasing things under the Marvel Snap, that's just kind of like another way instead of doing like comics, you know, line or whatever, and just make it like a Marvel Snap, you know, Marvel Legends line, and they can just do any figure they want and just base it off of like the game character.
That's
fair. Like it's a cool way to continue it.
Well, he just messaged us. Let's see what he said.
No, that was me.
Oh.
Say it's okay to not to disagree.
Oh, here, give me 1 second. Let me switch. See if this one.
He records on his iPad, doesn't he? I wonder if it died.
Probably is what my guess is. Well, I got to set up for 3 now, just in case he doesn't come back. So, so here's my. I guess it's the wrestling fan in me sees it as well as a situation, at least for the Marvel side of things, when you've got something and it's doing well, and like it's starting to hit a point where it's kind of wavering. You make it go away for a little bit, have something new and shiny come in, and then bring it back. You know, because heart grows fonder. You know, distance, all that shit. So, like, in this situation, the Marvel Legends comic line, it's not selling gangbusters. They don't have a lot of people that they can make at this point that aren't, like, deep cuts without just re-releasing the same character over and over again with a new paint job. So, you know, make it go away for a few months, and you've got these, you know, video game figures come out, and suddenly you can start up next year again with the comic stuff again, and people will be like, yay, more comic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of go in waves, I guess. If you're trying to encourage people to buy it and be like, hey, we took it away, we'll do this forever if you don't buy it.
I don't think it's quite that far. Jesus, put the Krang hat away. I think it's more so just a situation of like, we have the opportunity to do something new. We can bring back some popular characters, but it'll be new like versions of them that people will actually want. So it's not just a repaint of Wolverine in a different shade of the brown suit that he has, or a different shade of the yellow and black and blue. And you could do that, get people excited, get people who might not have normally bought the figures because they aren't as into them. to buy them because they're really into that property. And you take a little break from the other stuff, so that way you don't, one, run out, or two, have people, lose interest. But then that brings me to the kind of the question of, are they milking this by raising the price to 60, or is this their temporary tariff tax bullshit?
Probably a combination of both. I was going to give McFarlane a little bit of a pass and say the gaming properties may demand a little bit more, because all three of those are Microsoft.
I can't imagine they're asking for more than Disney.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't know. I mean,
or I guess
the
for him it'd
deals
be
on
Warner
gaming
Brothers, not
could be a
Disney.
little bit, yeah. But maybe it's just the way the deals are a little bit different, so he had to or he's only able to do a shorter runner. I don't know, something like that. I can imagine.
I don't know contractually if he lost it and had to get it or something like that. But he announced that he had the license for Elder Scrolls, Diablo, or maybe not Diablo. I think it was Elder Scrolls, Diablo, Doom, and Fallout back in 2020 at Toyfare or San Diego or something like that before COVID.
The Diablo is what throws me for. I guess that's under ID, id and Bethesda, so it's all kind of the same. So I guess that makes sense. I swear I saw little statues before.
I mean, they did the Fallout statues of the show when it came out, just so they could have something out.
Yeah.
But those were statues. But that was last year.
Okay, it's still far off from 2020.
So it wasn't he didn't do anything of the video game side of Fallout.
My point is, even if it wasn't, even if that was the case, deals change or whatever, I don't know the excuse for Hasbro, because they're not really getting the game.
They're not paying Capcom anything.
So that's probably more of we're just in this time. Maybe these were just coming out regardless. Prices just happen to go up because of the time that we're in. So it just kind of coincides.
I just realized that.
Ad report. I mean, I guess I'm assuming you saw that.
Yeah.
You said his internet is completely down.
Yeah. Well, I also just realized something, because the overlay that's currently on says vial consumption. Instead of Jarmar. So you're Corey for the rest of the night, because all the other ones apparently are no longer linked to their files for some reason, so that's fun. God, and also OBS did this thing where it's showing me a faded background of Discord everywhere, and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, yeah, so it's just kind of felt weird that suddenly video game figures were on everyone's to-do list after it feels like a long while of not getting anything aside from Mortal Kombat and then Street Fighter, and occasionally Doom guy, because it was literally just him in different colors every time for McFarlane.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot has to do with what Nate was saying as far as marketing. I like the idea that they're pivoting away from comics and trying to find another avenue outside of movies. And gaming would make sense.
Which also I saw Dan from the Marvel Legends team posted asking what people thought of potentially getting a Marvel Rivals wave of X-Men Marvel Legends.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah, it's that's one of those things that if you're asking, you might be too late.
It's probably a situation where they were hesitant just because of how drastically different the designs are for Rivals versus what people are used to. So and the game's only been out, it just hit the 7 or 6 month mark, because it wasn't December.
Yeah, but it's also been brushing. You know what I mean? It's not this is a fad, it might go away.
But I'm just saying that usually unless you've
I
already
see
got
what you
a deal
mean.
in place. You're making those deals and figuring it out and kind of weighing your options. You're not gonna be like, well, this is a new game, let's just make figures for it, and then they would have came out by now, kind of thing. Like
Yeah, I hear you.
with
I guess I'm just more so saying if you're putting something out and saying, "Would you guys like this?" Like just just get it out.
Yeah.
I also think it might be a situation where they may have had to convince someone
Like someone
higher
else,
in
yeah.
the ladder to do the Capcom ones, and with those getting as much of a praise and also selling as well pre-order wise as they are, that may have opened the door for him to be like, well, let me ask Twitter, see if we can get some interest welled up, and then we can present it to Mr. Hasbro and get it
Mr.
approved.
Hasbro.
I'm not gonna lie, I personally wouldn't buy the Rivals figures. Like, it's a cool idea, but I don't like most of the costume designs. Like
Yeah.
Wolverine with his weird anime boy hair that goes Super Saiyan, and his jacket just doesn't. It's not.
Yeah, I
Well,
would think
just you don't want it. That means everybody.
I didn't
doesn't
say
want
that. I literally said it's just not for me. So I'm like, I'm glad. I'm glad people are excited. But I said that I don't like it. Jesus.
oh, it might not be looking too good. I looked up like numbers and seeing like how high they were like on like the Steam like peak like
Well, they just
concurrent players.
announced recently a roadmap for the next season, and they're planning on doing a new character like every month. So that might help like bring those numbers back up, because probably a lot of people fell off just because the character selection is pretty
Like,
mid, because it's got like a
lackluster.
handful of main characters and it's got a lot of side characters, and you're just like, how many people playing this game really knew who the fuck Cloak and Dagger were?
Do you mean you didn't watch the CW show? Of course everyone did. What a waste of my time. Why did I watch that? I don't even understand why.
Yeah.
Also, I watched Runaways too. What
Oof.
the fuck is wrong with me?
You're a glutton for punishment there.
Oh my god. Yeah. Make figures of those. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm sure those will sell gangbusters. Oh, Jesus. So I guess let's for as far as Marvel's Capcom, because I don't think we've talked about it on the show since they were announced. But what's the level of interest here? You guys getting any of them?
No. It's gonna take the only thing that's gonna get me Marvel wise is I'm trying to stick with like I obviously haven't purchased any like Legends in a while, and mainly because I was doing the movie, the shelf representation, and then I kind of fizzed out, but still doing like Gamerverse stuff. What would get me would be when they had eventually announce and release Wolverine. I'm sure the figures from that Gamerverse, I could be on that. But anything like pertaining to PlayStation IP, if you will, is probably the only thing. So Marvel's Capcom ain't gonna get me. No
Nate.
chance.
I mean, I'm gonna pick up this Wolverine at some point, like however I get it, and that would be about it. Like this, I admittedly didn't play this a ton. My gaming years or such were very limited. I've never been a massive gamer. I play very, very
Specific. Little.
yeah,
Rarely.
Not at all.
rarely,
Okay.
rarely.
I literally was only
I
able to
definitely do have some favorites, and I have picked up a few figures of those. Like, I mean, Mega Man comes to mind, and Mega Man.
All right.
All right.
Really not holding back at all. Floodgates.
Yeah, I
are
really
open.
just really
You're
getting
not,
all
you're
the
not
ones I
like,
really.
You're not a Blanca guy?
I mean, I like Blanca. He was. I mean, I had the GI Joe of him at one time, and I was I almost delved into that line to add them to my GI Joe shelf, but I think it was Corey who wisely were like, they don't really mesh, and I was like, cool, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, I would have gotten to the Jada Street Fighter, but it just still was like, I don't want. I can't do that. Can't do that. I admired them, but I just
So I'm gonna get the Wolverine Silver Samurai 2-pack. I want to try to get the Walmart exclusive 2-pack with War Machine and Omega Red. I want the Venom Captain America one for sure. I want Juggernaut. I'm scared of what they're going to charge me, but I want Juggernaut.
Is he by himself or is
yeah,
he
he's by himself. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
I kind of want, was it Gargantos, the big eyeball?
Oh yeah. Forget what that is that they put on him.
Him, I mostly want just to mess around with like all of the new features he has, like the moving eyeball and eyelids and shit. Like I'm just curious more than anything. So that one's a maybe.
That would make some cool pictures and stuff.
Right?
I could see. Yeah. It just kind of has a general alien feel, like Silver Age, Bronze Age-y kind of thing. Could you imagine a bunch of those legacy GI Joe cops fighting against
a giant monster?
That's pretty cool.
That's if those ever were released, since that's the only thing that didn't go up for pre-order today.
Oh, are you serious? They didn't?
And the rumor is it's due to certain things that are going on in the world right now.
Oh my god, we can't have anything.
Yeah.
So, real quick though, I'm assuming they're going to do another Spider-Man, right?
Oh, if they, well, I mean, how successful this was, I assume we're gonna get a wave 2. But yeah, there's no way they're not gonna do Spider-Man at some point. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Maximum Spider-Man does fit in pretty well.
Yeah,
but it's not
it's just
perfect.
It's an opportunity to sell another Spider-Man.
And they could reuse that body real easy.
Right.
Speaking of Maximum, I actually thought of a really good Maximum figure.
Before you go there, there's a comment regarding the Maximum Hulk that I want to address.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, Alan in the chat. First he said Hasbro does price gouging because there are suckers who buy them no matter what the price they charge. And then he followed up with Maximum Hulk is no way worth 60 to 75 price. It has like 90% reuse, which is not accurate at all. Either way, many bought it when there's so many past Hawks that just as good. So here, I've got several points to make. So I'm basically just gonna cut a promo on you right now. First off, he's $60, not 60 to 75. If you're buying on eBay, you're fucking stupid, and that's on you. He's available on every e-retailer at this point for $60. He's available at retail.
But there's only one e-retailer.
There's only one that matters, and that's Nerdzoic. So head over to nerdzoic.com where you can order your Maximum Hulk today, along with all the other action figures and pre-order needs. Link in the description below. But he's $60. Not
tell him that asshole from Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Either way.
So all these people bitching and moaning, like it's not worth 70 or 75. He's not 70 or 75. So if you're paying for it, you're right. He's not worth it, and that's on you because he's available at retail at multiple e-retailers. So that's just a personal problem at that point if you're paying 75. Second, Entertainment. First off, he says 75 on Entertainment Earth. Fuck Entertainment Earth. They're a bunch of scammers and shitty people to begin with. So don't shop at Entertainment Earth. That's just terrible choices.
Shop at Nerds.
But if you do, use this link in the description below.
No. And second off, the 90% reuse. It's not 90% because first off, the entire upper torso is new because it has that whole rig. You've got a new set of hands. You've got 3 new heads. So for 90% reuse, that would mean the only thing new would be like a head. And then we'll get to what was the last part. Oh, there's so many other good Hawks. How many of those Hawks can you get for $50 or $60? Because right now the Wolverine 2-pack cost over $100. Anniversary Hulk is upwards of $80. What's the other one?
There was the
Con-Con?
SDCC
Yeah,
one, but
yeah.
that
Good
one
luck
was
getting
probably
that one for $60.
Heard.
So you're telling
Yeah.
me that those figures are worth hundreds of dollars, but this one's not worth 60.
In the past.
It doesn't matter. No, we're talking right now because
I'm just benefited it out.
I'm just saying, like, you can't say in the past, because if we could pay past retail, shit, this room would be full.
Yeah.
Current way to purchasing them. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why everyone's so butthurt about this figure. Like,
Well, we had a whole episode on it. You can watch it in the description right here.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, well, maybe you were on board.
You were pretty pissy about it.
So I
Me?
thought, like,
I was
I feel
pissy
like
about
you
the
came
heads.
around.
I was pissy about the heads, and I still am. 2 of those heads are fucking useless. And the one that I am using is still kind of iffy. So don't get me wrong. I like it. It's a great Hulk figure, and like, if you don't have any of the old ones, no reason not to buy it. He says, how many Hulks people need? Not everyone bought every Hulk that's come out.
Right. If people always tend to forget about new collectors coming into stuff, and they haven't been collecting since 2013 or whatever. Maybe they're still pretty young. We got to keep this in mind that this. I don't know if we were talking about it during the show or before we started recording, but there are certain things and certain characters that should be evergreen. And even though the market doesn't really truly support true evergreen, this is the next best thing.
If re-releases.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
If they're not gonna just straight up release the old one, yeah.
And granted, this is kind of like the whole thing, and we get weird about stuff, but ultimately, if the thing is not for you, that's cool. But it doesn't always have to be because it sucks,
Yeah, like Marvel Rivals. If they do those figures, not for me.
Right.
Good for everybody else.
But along those lines, I was actually thinking while I was mowing about the Maximum figures. I don't know why. I don't own any. Wasn't planning on getting any as of yet. It's a beautiful picture. I do love it. But I was thinking, what would make it? Because we were talking about it, and I don't think anybody mentioned this. And if they did, I'll give them credit. Otherwise, I don't have a very good memory. But a Maximum Reed Richards.
Ooh,
with
that's not a
all
bad idea.
kinds of wiggly woggly, just like make half of his box full of accessories and effects and different things like that you couldn't price in a regular $20 or $25 or $30 figure. And I just think that would really, because I don't know that there's ever truly been a great Reed Richards action figure.
How's the?
Yeah, they've been pretty middle of the road.
And they're usually arms only, and it's like, there's more that you can do with this than just long arms.
What was yeah, I guess that's fair. I thought for the new movie, it looked kind of cool, but
yeah, I mean, again, it's just arms.
But I mean, yeah, it's just the arms, and like as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. It is always just like, whoa, but nothing. Yeah.
Didn't they do one where he had like a torso swap?
Yeah. I think that might have even been Toy Biz, and if it wasn't, it was early Hasbro.
I don't think it was.
So
I don't think it was Toy Biz. Toy Biz had like in the 6-pack or whatever it was. You got the ball version of him. But I don't remember.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't remember if they did a.
It might have been Hasbro, but it was early Hasbro.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
It's always such an interesting figure to make.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of want to show restraint, because you could just make something terrible, but you almost need to have swappable parts for each body part and let you mix and match. So that would make sense as a cool, like, Maximum. But then I guess the only thing with that is he's a team character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could definitely sub him into, like one of the Fantastic Fours that you have, one of the
as long
teams,
as they
make it match.
Yeah, make it match, which is
rare. Yeah, which can be tough. Because you're right, you'd want the whole team, but I think that of all of them, he's the only one that really suffers in action figure form. Maybe Johnny,
Yeah.
just because, and I'll speak for Kyle here, because he kind of gets bummed out when all like fire figures are translucent. And I don't know if he gets it, but they talk about it on the live stream. So like you can do different lighting beneath it or whatever, so it makes it look like it's on fire. But it would be kind of cool to see a solid body fire with paint, not just clear.
Yeah. But see but that's less of a maximum necessity.
Definitely. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because the only other way to make like Invisible Woman better is literally to sell us an empty box.
Yeah, and it's just invisible.
So like for $50,
how would they? Because in theory, you'd want him to also have like update articulation as a maximum figure. So like they wouldn't be able to do Butterfly if his arms are going to be swappable. I would assume, because then you run the risk of them falling out.
Or maybe you have an alternate torso.
Yeah,
I don't see them going that far, where they give you an entire
I'm just spitballing here.
So here is just from Marvel Legends, both Toy Biz and Hasbro, not including movie figures, where Pedro's not included.
Right.
Here's what we've gotten. The original Toy Biz one had extendable wrist attachments that had a big hand and a hammer hand, and he also came with the little like piece of the Fantasta car ship thing. There was the multi-pack where you got the ball, Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Then Hasbro, the very first one they did back when they still had the terrible packaging before they kind of like made them look less like shitty toys. That one just did have the torso piece to make him taller and extendable arms, and it looks like his legs were a little longer, but I don't think you could change him back. I think he was stuck that way forever. Then since then we've gotten longer arms, longer fingers, and longer arms and fingers. So yeah, we've gotten like some stuff, but not a lot.
And I also think because of the movie, interest might be
back
higher than it was.
I feel like they've missed the boat on that, because the movie comes out next
Well,
month, and
I don't mean to necessarily tie it into the movie, but like, maybe announce it when the movie comes out.
That's fair.
Like, hey, it's coming.
I have to assume they didn't announce a new Maximum series figure because they weren't going to be able to have it made and shipped within that 90-day period, and they didn't want to risk the whole 30% to 150% taxes thing. Because look at Hulk. As soon as that 90-day period was like announced, they shipped that thing 2 months early just to get it out.
Bad joke.
Huh?
Nah, I just had a bad joke that I was gonna make, and then stopped myself.
But yeah, no, Reed Richards would be a great Maximum figure if they did all those things.
Right.
It's hard telling because like what we've gotten so far, Spider-Man came with a lot of hands, extra heads, web effects and stuff. Hulk came with some hands, some heads, some accessories, and like effect pieces. So it's like, okay, we don't have a good set.
We don't have
line
a real
in the sand.
baseline yet. Yeah.
And like if they would have done another 6-inch figure instead of a Hulk figure after Spider-Man, I think we would have a better baseline, which then I feel like would give people a much more of a leg to stand on when it came to the hate for this Hulk figure. But even then, like just don't buy it. Like if you have a Hulk, who cares? You're missing out on awesome effect pieces, in my opinion. But that's about it. And it's fun to squeeze his pecs and.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
You were gonna say something else.
I was gonna say boobies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I if you keep an eye on the rest of the channel and don't just watch the live streams and the podcast, you'd see that I actually made a short and actually a whole video about one of my biggest complaints about that Hulk figure, aside from the heads, and that was his neck articulation is dog shit. Because that motherfucker cannot look up. But luckily, because he has that rubber overlay, you can just take your oh, they're not over here. Your trusty nippers, and just trim out the plastic in the back underneath and fix that. So.
Yeah, grab your nippers.
Yeah, grab them by the nips.
Oh,
Aren't
yeah,
you
I
guys
mean,
burnt out with superhero movies? Not really, because I feel like we haven't gotten as many. Like I was burnt out probably around Endgame time because we were getting 4 to 5 a year, but now we get like 2, 3 a year.
I haven't seen a superhero movie.
The last one I saw in
the last one was...
theaters was Deadpool, I think. And that was last year.
Oh, yeah, that was last...
Or was that earlier this year?
One. That was last year.
It was last year.
Yeah.
Because
Captain America and Thunderbolts was this year. Like, I'm not tired of them, but like, I don't see a lot of them if they don't interest me.
Yeah.
Like I watch some of the Disney Plus stuff if it's like something that like looks good.
I haven't.
Well, even then, like, what was the last Disney Plus?
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again is a fucking masterpiece. Like they nailed that.
But yeah, I watched a few episodes into that. I should probably finish that. We have Ironheart. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, considering they're not even marketing it. Like, I've seen maybe 2 like ads for it since it got announced.
And the ads I see, they keep saying like Ryan Coogler, as if he like. I mean, I guess he's on it as like a producer in some form, but I feel like they're just like, hey, he had something to do with this, so just please watch it. Like, so I'm a little cautiously optimistic.
Well, I guess this year we have had quite a bit, because I went and saw Thunderbolts in theaters. That was the last one I saw.
Yeah.
But we've had Captain America, Thunderbolts. We're about to have Superman, Fantastic Four, and then that's it until next year, I think.
I think so.
Then next year, I think, is Spider-Man and Doomsday.
Supergirl.
That's definitely not the same clip as it was before, though, to where it was kind of like every other month. You're like,
oh yeah, it wasn't
well,
like there was a period around like when they first did Disney Plus where you didn't have a month that didn't have either a movie or TV show going out.
Yeah.
So I was burnt out then because it was exhausting.
That burnt
up
me
with
out
it
for sure.
Like part of me loved it, but now there's so much like content and media to consume that I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I will say I'm super excited for Superman. And I am super excited for Fantastic Four because you're allowed to be excited for both.
I'm more excited for Fantastic Four than Superman.
And that's fine because there's been multiples of both.
Yeah,
of
say
those,
both of them. I mean,
yeah.
There's more Superman than Fantastic Four, but they've both had their chances. I think my only concern with Superman is like I have faith in James Gunn because he's done well with other stuff, but it looks like there's so much going on in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
it'll definitely.
I'm just concerned.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how he handles it because I mean that was a strong criticism I know I had with Snyder and his Superman and Superman Batman movie is there was so much going on. Will James Gunn make the same mistake? You'd think not, but you don't know. So yeah, that's definitely a legitimate concern. And I'm not going in saying it's going to be great. I hope it is. I hope I love it. I hope I love Fantastic Four as well. But if I don't, okay.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Like I'm gonna see it. I'm excited for it. Fantastic Four, I think I'm more excited for just because of the casting choices. Like they all just are great choices, so I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to see Galactus not be a giant cloud monster.
It's all about what you like. I mean,
even though in theory, it's all the same Galactus because he's a multi-dimensional being.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back. I mean, Superman the movie. Well, it was actually out the same year I was born, but like I didn't see it till years later. But I mean, that was the first thing that we ever had that took it seriously and made it a real thing. So I have an affinity for Superman as movies. I've seen every version that comes out, whether I like them eventually or not. So yeah, and that's just, my personal thing is I'm more excited about Superman, but that doesn't diminish that I'm still super jazzed about Fantastic Four.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we just because you're not excited for either.
No, I just have 2 small children, so going to the movies.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
Sad. It's sad. No one told me this
you
before.
Oh yeah, dude. Remind me. Let me tell you something after we get off here, because I don't think the general audience wants to hear it. But yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. Yeah. What are we talking about? Video games?
Something.
Yeah, how many McFarlanes take to make
I mean, we've had a
7?
night. We've talked about video game figures, price hikes. I've argued with someone in chat. We've talked about movies coming out. I think on that note, it's time to call it a night.
Oh, all right. It is getting that time.
It is.
Maybe that's what I was feeling.
Yeah, sun's getting real low, big guy. So, as always, thank you everyone who came and sat with us to chit chat and talk toys and other random shit, because God forbid we stay on topic. And as always, I want to thank Nerdzoic, Big Nerdy Matt, for being the partner of the channel, for being the official toy retailer of Modern Toy Fair. Link in the description for all the social medias, and nerdzoic.com is in the description below.
Just to add, because I just did an order. I recently did an order. And we're always looking for easy ways to fill out our collections that's less painful. And one of the things I really like, and I know other websites do this too, but I just want to shout out Matt over there, because I was able to make my big order and then use the pay in 4. It's just such a nice thing. It's now like it's not a big chunk out of my wallet. It's every 2 weeks and it's already paid for. So like it's nice when stuff charges when it ships. But it's also nice when it ships and you're like, I've already paid for that. I paid for that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Feels good. So it's all
Trust
about
me.
what works for you and your budget and things. But I just want to throw that out there because that's an option that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Getting hit for all 4 of Super 7 without even knowing.
Oh,
I just got an alert on a credit card. I was like, oh, okay.
Where'd you pre-order yours from?
Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, I didn't even get a notification saying that they're arriving. What the hell?
I wasn't paying attention to that email. I think their emails are going to junk.
Well, I got a bunch of other emails from them that I had to make sure to go cancel real quick. But yeah, no, Big Nerdy's great. I mean, he's apparently one of the few toy e-retailers not gouging people, because Big Bad is overcharging for stuff now. Unfortunately, Entertainment Earth is always overcharged, and they also charge stupid shipping. But rather than go to Amazon, go to Nerdzoic. Pre-order your figures. Order your order figures he has in stock. Check him out. Great dude. Ships fast. You can check us out. Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok. All that shit. Link in the description below.
Dumpster at the Wendy's.
Yeah, Dumpster at the Wendy's. That's us and Hella Dope Toys. We're going to have a Wendy's con. You can also join our Discord channel if you want to come and argue with me about Maximum Hulk there. Come at me. If you just want to share some photos and talk toys, you can do that too. It's a good time. You can also check out patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair, where for $1 a month you get some videos early, you get photos early, some other exclusive content. So check that out. Greatly appreciate it. And you can check Jarmar out over on MaximumHulkIsAwesome.com under @Jarmar_games. Nate, where can...
No underscore on that website.
Oh, no underscore? It's just Jarmar, yep. Jarmar Maximum Games.
There's not many people over there, so I wasn't able to sign up.
You can also check me out at MaximumHulkRules.com. And You can also check me out at the sister site, modern or whatever the M word, MaximumSpidermanCanSuckIt.com.
Well, then, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. But hopefully see you next week. Same toy time, same Toyfare channel. Thank you for watching. So let's do like the kind of raging out Venom pose. See how he does with that. So let's bring, man, I hate these ankles. There we go. Just gonna bring the legs in a little bit, spread them out so he's leaning forward. Bring both arms